My name is Lex, I'm an ex-Mormon, and these are the types of comments I get when I talk about my experiences in the Mormon Church. In the video that this specific comment is posted on, I had to go back and rewatch the video to make sure I hadn't accidentally done something really terrible because so many people were so angry about it. After rewatching it to be sure, I didn't do anything disingenuous or disrespectful in that video. All I did was talk about my personal experience going through the Mormon temple. To be honest with you, getting comments like this is really just a good reminder that I really, actually, truly did grow up in a cult. I've done a lot of research about cults since leaving the Mormon Church, but let me show you just a couple specific things based on the comments I received from Mormons. I did a quick Google search about signs that you're in a cult, and let me show you a couple things. Zero tolerance for criticism or questions. Every time I make a video about my experiences in the Mormon Church, Mormons are in the comments telling me that I'm a piece of shit. A belief that former followers are always wrong for leaving and there is never a legitimate reason for anyone else to leave. Again, every time I make a video about my experience in the Mormon Church, there are Mormons discounting my experience in the comments. The group delegitimizes former members. If you can't think of a legitimate reason for leaving your group, you're probably in a cult. Cults often operate under a shroud of secrecy, making it difficult for outsiders to recognize their true nature. The Mormon Church has told its members that they're not allowed to talk about what happens in the temple outside of the temple. Therefore, most people don't know what happens in the temple, and when people like me talk about our experiences, Mormons get really upset. By nature, most groups that can be described as cults work hard to remain secretive. They will compel members to keep the silence and not share their workings with the outside world. Outsiders who question or criticize the group are viewed as persecutors and are given labels like anti, apostate, or suppressive person. I cannot share my experiences in the Mormon Church online without being called an anti-Mormon or an apostate. If former members speak out, they are dismissed as bitter, angry, dishonest, or evil. If you cannot think of a legitimate reason for leaving your group, you are probably in a high-control group or cult. Clearly, the group considers itself the ultimate authority on truth and cannot imagine anybody leaving it with their integrity intact. If there are secretive teachings or ceremonies you did not discover until after you joined, you are probably in a cult. Mormons, myself included, are not taught what happens during a Mormon temple endowment ceremony until they actually go do the endowment ceremony for the first time. That's why sometimes you'll see Mormons in my comments who haven't been through the temple yet say that that's not true, we don't do that. It's because they haven't done it yet. Those who leave are shunned, they become the enemy. No criticism allowed of the group or leader. The group delegitimizes former members. The group performs secret rites. This is usually discovered only after becoming a member and is used to solidify a member's loyalty to the group. People who have trouble finding fault with their group or take any outside questioning or criticism as persecution might be in a little too deep. There is no legitimate reason to leave, and former members are always wrong in leaving, negative or even evil. The group shames members and delegitimizes or penalizes former members. Like I said, all of that information came from a quick Google search on signs, red flags, or characteristics of a cult, but from like a dozen different websites. If somebody leaves your group or your church and talks about their negative experiences or criticizes it, and you feel personally victimized, please do give that a second thought.